And welcome to Tales from the... Sorry about that. Welcome to Tales from the Backlog. My name is Steve Boshier, and I will be your game master for the evening. As you know, Kenny is one beautiful son of a bitch in the chat. But also, as you know, this is Tales from the Backlog, where we try out a rotating collection of games with a rotating cast of players. I say rotating, but it's largely these people. If you don't know the channel, we also have the whole other show on Fridays where there's an in-person crew that meets in a different room in my house, and we all play at a table where we do ongoing campaigns in Worlds Without Number, sometimes Cities Without Number. Not too long ago, Cyberpunk Red, and we may get back to Godless pretty soon, but there's all of that going on right here on this channel. And tonight's game is Vaesen, which this is our second run in Vaesen, but our first of a two-parter that we're going to be doing this week and next. Before I introduce the players and their characters, let me just throw a few quick announcements and credits out for you guys. If you don't know who we are, you can find out best by joining our Discord. I'm putting the link in the Twitch chat right now. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can find a link in the description below the video. We all hang out in there. We love to talk about the show. We love to talk about games. We love to talk about whatever. Almost literally whatever, honestly. And let's see, we have a merch store where we sell mostly shirts and hoodies and such with artwork from our Friday campaigns on them. We also have a Patreon over at patreon.com/Shadows of Arconia. You can follow us on Instagram as well, or x.com. We do have a Threads account. It's never had a post on it, but it exists. And you can look at it if you want. So that's it for that. I probably forgot a bunch of stuff. I have it written out on Fridays. I don't tonight. But we are going to indulge in some Nordic horror role playing. A couple of our characters are returning. A couple are brand new. Why don't we go clockwise, starting with Dr. Kaufman?
Hey, I'm Dr. Kaufman. I'm a doctor who's strangely attracted to monsters. I don't know what else there is to say about me.
First name and real name, maybe?
I mean, if you couldn't tell, my real name is Jason, and my character's full name is Dr. Isaac Kaufman.
Kaufman, excuse me. Yeah, well, I like to say them out loud just because some people are watching on tiny phones and can't read the tags. What is your character archetype?
I'm a doctor.
Is that the name of the archetype?
I'm a medical type doctor. I thought I had said that.
Is that actually the name of the archetype, Doctor? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't read the player section that much.
Yeah,
I
doctor.
just flip through it. Okay, cool.
I'm a doctor. I'm middle-aged. I'm motivated by, give me a sec here, by aiding the weak and afflicted.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's good. That and drug deals.
I gotta read up what my talent does because I don't remember.
And attractive monsters. Some more than others, I assume. I don't know how that works.
Probably. Yep.
All right, let's move on.
I don't know what else to
Cue.
say.
I don't know. I thought you were about to say something else, but then it didn't happen. Go ahead.
All right,
Cindy.
I'm up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Cindy. My name is Astrid Lindberg. I'm a private detective, usually upholding the law. Not afraid to use my gorgeous face and whatnot to get what needs to be done, or whatever else I might want. Um, I love a good time, and I am. That's probably enough for now, huh?
Good. Yeah, there you go.
We can get to know her better as we move along.
Yeah, things are going to happen. Eventualities will eventuate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. My name is Patty. I am Galena Bofield. My archetype is occultist, but I'm more like a wise woman. Not quite a hag in the woods, but I do cure and treat some things that are unwanted and probably looked upon in normal society. That's how I actually know Astrid and Isaac. And let's see. I'm trying to think of what else you want to know about me. I have a little cabin out in the woods.
That's probably good.
My garden.
What's your favorite herb to smoke? Quick, name a Swedish herb.
A Swedish herb to smoke. It's bad for your lungs. So I do not smoke.
Don't do drugs, kids.
But I will provide it for the right price.
It's you. Yeah, it's your turn now.
Like, we're all in these very dramatic pauses the whole way through.
Yeah, listen.
My name is Mia.
Yeah.
I will be playing an officer named Klar Nordenmorg. So, as an officer, my motivation is, or at least I think my friends need me. That's my motivation. But my relationships to you all, again, it goes to that same thing: protect you all at any cost. And I do kind of have a talent in tactics, and yeah, I've got basically a sword, cane, and a pistol as my selected weapons. And post-traumatic stress, so I am a drug addict.
Oh no,
not me, but Klar. Yeah.
Fictional you.
And fictional me. Yes. And that's all I got for you, Steve.
Okay. Thanks for that. All right. So we are going to move this out of the way and get right into our little mystery here. So you guys are in your home in Uppsala, Sweden. Here is a handy map of the mythic North, which those of you from planet Earth might recognize as Scandinavia. Your home is somewhere around here. Where is Uppsala? Am I too far north? Yeah, I am. It's there. That's where you guys live, in this little dot.
You're Stockholm. Okay.
Yeah. So, it has been some time since Isaac and Klar went south to solve a mystery involving a revenant and a shadow play. But now your longtime good friends Astrid and Galena have returned to the castle of the Society of Monster Hunters, which is you guys. Vaesen Investigators. Mystery Inc. Yeah. When you receive a letter in the post from an old acquaintance, her name is Linnea Elfklint, and she is actually a former member of the original iteration of the Society, which disbanded some decades ago. It was her who helped you guys and your various compatriots refound the thing. she has never explained exactly what happened to cause the disbanding of the original membership. And she has been in and out of an asylum for her mental health many times throughout the years. But at this time, you receive a letter from her, which I will read to you now.
Read it all.
It says, "Dear friends, I would be very grateful if you would visit me at the hospital at the earliest convenience, where I have had to readmit myself following a particularly difficult period. It is a matter of great urgency, and I must also ask that you prepare for a longer journey. Yours truly, Linnea." And as you can see from the handout there, it is in a shaky and barely legible scrawl. I actually find it very legible, but that's how it says to describe it. But you know, some parts have more ink than others. So
Well,
anyway.
the artifacting that just kind of keeps fluttering over it
Yeah. Oh, is that happening on your end?
a little bit,
Okay, not so much here.
but it's adding to the illegibility.
Well, there you go. Well, fortunately, I have an even more legible version in the scenario over here. So yes, Linnea Elfklint has invited you to come speak with her at the hospital, and has urged urgency and preparation for a longer journey.
Like, so how close is this hospital?
Oh, it's in town. It's in Uppsala. Let me see. I know I have a map of the city. I am not quite sure if the hospital is on that map. Let me see. Let me get the invitation out of the way. There's Uppsala. Yeah, it is actually. The hospital is number 2, and your castle is number 1. Oh yeah, it's basically next door. Here's you. Here's you
Like
guys.
doctor.
Here's Linnea.
Doctor, do they treat their patients properly there? There have been many mental institutions I've seen that basically torture their patients.
As far as any turn of the century medical practitioner knows, they're doing great.
I think we've got a shadow person in chat here.
Yeah.
I just lost power. I just need to just give me a sec.
Okay. Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, that they do their best for their patients.
That's good. My time after the war in such a place was not exactly hospitable.
I myself can attest to the good treatment. Patients there.
All right.
So do you think that she meant we should prepare now before we go see her?
Well, how would we know what's... Maybe we should see her first.
Yeah, maybe she meant emotionally prepare. You're not planning to leave from the hospital in any event, I imagine.
I don't know. I don't know what she's...
You don't know. I don't know either. It doesn't say.
Yeah. That's why I was positing it to the group. Do we want to try and do some shopping right now, or do you think we should hurry down the hill to visit our friend, and then hopefully do shopping from there?
Well, she does say our earliest convenience.
We might want to shop first, just because we don't know what's going to happen. If things just kind of hit the fan, we might not have time later.
You guys are doing an excellent job role-playing, but I will tell you, just as sort of a standard thing about the flow of this particular game, there's an invitation, and then there's a journey, and there is prep time in between.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No, that's...
Meta knowledge. Plus, this is your crazy old lady friend. You don't have to do what she says.
Will she even remember us? Who are you?
All right, so let's travel down the hill to visit this friend of ours.
Alrighty. So you guys reach the university hospital, and Astrid and Isaac both attested to the good treatment and good intentions of this place. And of course, Linnea herself has voluntarily committed herself here on more than one occasion. So it's got that going for it too. But it's, it's a little bit spooky anyway. It doesn't help that it's a Swedish winter here. You're moving through the snowy streets. There are children ice skating and beggars slowly freezing to death on the same street. The hospital seems dark and foreboding, and as you enter, an orderly guides you to Linnea's room. You can hear wails of anguish mixed with the sound of wind whistling through the corridors. It's very Dracula. It's cold even indoors. Maybe cold enough for water to freeze at night, at any rate. But Linnea receives you all in a small room lit by a single candle. She says, my friends, please sit. I must speak with you. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry that I have nothing to offer you to eat or drink.
Oh, that's okay.
Don't worry yourself about that, dear.
Definitely not. And with this cold weather, I will remain standing. If I were to sit, my hips would freeze as hard as the ice in the street.
Oh, mine already have. Well, I thank you for coming to me here. Obviously, I am currently not at liberty to come visit you. I am glad that our relationship is such that you will do that. I have written to you because a friend of mine, an old friend, has written to me. This is my old friend Olga, a former member of the society like myself, who departed from our membership even before the disbanding. She decided on her own accord to leave the society that she might pursue the practice of witchcraft on her own initiative. As that was some decades ago, I was surprised to hear from her. But I did receive this letter. Go ahead, read it.
Yes.
No, that's okay.
I will try and snip that out real fast.
I can drop it in the chat later if you guys want, but it says,
Please.
yeah, actually, I will just screenshot the versions that are in the book so you guys can just read it in regular text. But it says, Olga's letter says, "Little Lily, you barely remember me, do you? The years have fluttered by like butterflies, and I shall soon turn 70. But who's counting? I wish the purpose of this letter was to renew our special connection, which I have missed dearly, and that I would like to see you to discuss the strange events that occurred at Gillenkreutz so many years ago. And though this is also true, I write to you regarding another matter. Lily, I need your help. The situation is very dire indeed, or I would not have had the nerve to contact you. I assume that you are still living in Uppsala. Surely you have not abandoned our beloved city? Anyway, I am currently located in Mål, a small fishing village in the south. My friends and I are staying at the Mål Seaside Hotel. You must come and help. Lily. I can tell you no more than that for fear that someone else might read this letter. That it must be you of all people has to do with our special secret, our way of seeing things, which brought us together all those years ago. Bring all the weapons, tools, and strange items you can find. Anything might prove useful. Until then, my friends and I are all stuck at the hotel. This is a mess of our own making, but nevertheless, despite everything, I ask for your help. Love, your hopefully dearest Ago. So, that is the letter.
Bring all the stuff she says. It must be serious.
Yes. Olga chose to leave the organization about 20 years ago to pursue witchcraft. Now, you guys know enough about the society in general to deduce that this special secret, the way of seeing things that she's referring to, is the sight. It is the ability that all of you have to see and understand that Vaesen are real. The rest of what she's referring to, you don't necessarily know. And you obviously have not much to go on in this letter about what the problem is, but she and her friends are trapped in this hotel.
Traveling in the winter time. Not my favorite.
No.
But for
No
a
one's
former
favorite.
and fellow society member,
Well, I hope you do not mind. I have
make haste.
taken the liberty to plan your trip, and I have already bought your tickets. I have written to Olga and told her to meet you when you arrive in Mole. I know it was perhaps presumptuous to do so before you arrive, but I wanted to get back to her as quickly as possible. If she is in fact in danger. Will you go, friends?
Well, surely, yes, of course.
We will go.
All right. Does anyone want to speak with Linnea anymore, or would we move on to perhaps research or preparations to leave?
Linnea, do you have any suspicions on what this might have to do with? I mean, it seems like you haven't talked to her in a long time.
I'm afraid that I truly have no idea. As you say, I have not spoken with Olga in many years, but she was a very good friend of mine when we were in the society together, and if she were to write to me for help after all this time, it must be serious.
And we
Well, it
trust.
certainly sounds serious.
All right, we will go.
All right. Anyone else have any questions for Linnea?
How are you faring in here? Are you able to sometimes keep warm?
Oh, yes, they bring me blankets, especially at night. There's hot food. I'm not without my resources as well, I'm well settled financially, so I can take care of myself.
All right. How long do you suspect you'll be here this time? Do you have any idea?
I think it might be a bit early to say.
All right. Well, as long as you are feeling better.
I do appreciate you.
And if you need anything at all, just, contact us. When we get back, you need anything, we will come visit again.
Yes, of course.
Thank you very much. And of course, I do know that, and I have contacted you. I'm okay. It is Olga that needs help.
And to Olga's side we shall go.
All right.
Gather our goods, friends.
So one of the things that I love about this game is that these are all real towns, and you can look them up on Google Maps. So the place you are going is down here on this little peninsula in the south of Sweden. There's the town of Mol. Mjol? I don't know. I don't speak Swedish. I can't even do the accent. I mean, I could, but it would be wildly offensive.
It would be like, yeah, the Muppet
Yeah.
Swedish chef. That's his.
Right.
Yeah.
And my Swedish friends would not appreciate that.
So it's a journey south. Does anyone want to do any preparation while you're still in town? Perhaps any research for clues about the situation?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to hit up the castle library to search and see if there's, or the society's library, to see if they have any lore pertinent to that area.
Yes. If that is specifically where you're looking, you are going to find a paragraph in a nearly 50-year-old list of society activities in the library. Let me find the correct handout. Yes. So this is written by Brother Johan Trana, a member of the society. Oh, he's a member and a first equilator.
Yeah, you know those equilators.
He's the best elevator of the bunch. Yeah. Anyway, here is what he has written about the hill. So the hill is a region, well, it's a hill near the town that you are being sent to. Comprehensive studies of the region have unearthed a folktale regarding the genesis of the mountain itself, where farmers and fishermen believe the hill to be the creation of and thoroughly imbued with supernatural energies. Supposedly, these forces caused the ground to rise from the flat clay like a volcanic rock from the sea. It is said that there are caves and ravines where supernatural energies dwell, excuse me, waiting for humans and animals to be used as vessels for their manifestation into the world. It is also said that a family blessed with the sight has watched over the hill for centuries to prevent its energies from taking physical form and indulging in all sorts of destructive urges. My personal studies failed to locate the family in question on which the myth of the so-called hill man is based, or any form of Vaesen, but did, however, identify strong tendencies towards the sublime and abstract, and a strange aptitude for seeing the unseen and creating the uncreated. It seems to me that this part of the South should be strictly monitored. Perhaps a smaller headquarters should be established in the area. And at least in regards to his final suggestion there, you know that was not done. And then there is one other thing that you locate, and I know Jason is the one that spoke up, but just for yucks, I'll say someone else found this outside of the castle. This is an old newspaper article, but not that old. It's like from recent newspaper article about the sin in Mol. For the past 2 years... Oh, wait, I have this one. Bonk. There you go. For the past 2 years, the remote fishing village of Mol in the northwestern Skane has been torn by conflict over the hotel that has opened in the area. Tourists, mainly Danish and German, are encouraged to engage in mixed-gender bathing at the beaches, something the locals are very much against. Our reporter, Elias Ragnar, has visited the so-called Heart of Sin in Northern Europe, a small community at the tip of the rocky area known as the Hill in the south of Sweden. Here in Mole, Katarina Johnson runs a successful seaside hotel frequented by tourists from far away. Katarina tells us, "Here on the Hill, Europe's cultural and intellectual elite meet for refreshing baths and relaxing walks in a spectacular landscape. My business is about to lead Mole into the next century." Many local representatives have less positive views of the hotel, especially Katarina's decision to let women and men frequent the same beaches at the same time. Chaplain Algot Krensvik describes it as a very unfortunate and ill-advised project that is causing strife and promoting sinful lifestyles. While the fisherman's wife, Anna Svensson, says she is forced to see gentlemen in suspenders and ladies in corsets, which is a sad reminder of our mortality. In any case, your dear reporter Elias is enjoying a cold bath in the crisp waters of the North Sea, and the view on the hill is spectacular indeed.
Sounds like my kind of event.
Yes. It is very sinful, guys.
Yeah, no, that's Isaac
I'm shocked.
reads that whole article, snorts, flicks it down on whatever the nearest surface is, and says, next they'll be allowing Jews.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Oh boy.
And for anyone who does not remember, Isaac is Jewish.
Yes.
I remember.
Letting the foreigners come and mixed gender bathing. Times are changing fast.
As they should.
I don't mind the view of a man in suspenders. It's been a while.
Since it is winter, I doubt we shall see any sights such as that on our travels. But you never know.
It's like
I've heard them do this polar bear plunge thing in some of the foreign countries.
Yeah, it is not only winter, it is winter in Sweden, which means your daylight is about 8 to 3. So, that is all the information you can find in town. Is there any other preparations you guys would like to make for the journey?
Yeah, I would like to see if I could purchase a rapier.
Okie dokie. That will be answered by your resources score and whatever a rapier costs. Let's see.
Around page 83-ish.
Thank you.
I'd like to buy snacks for the train trip south. Some venison jerky, if I can get my hands on some.
Not
83, but 83-ish. Yeah.
73. 73.
Yep, I got it. Okay, so that was Astrid that said that, yes?
Yes.
And what is your resources score?
I'm looking on my page.
Right under attributes on the right.
Oh, 2 to 5.
2 to 5. Okay, so a sword or saber is available 4. So 2 to 5.
I think it starts. So I remember looking this up when I was making Isaac.
Yeah, and I remember when you were buying
The bottom of page 21. Higher value. The table on the game page says game value. One step can only be raised by skill points per you start playing. Once. Okay, so I think it starts at the lowest. You can bring it up with skill points to the highest value listed.
Got it.
And then once you've started playing, you can only up it through there's a wealth talent you can buy over and over again to bump it up.
Okay, so
Right.
did you
So I
put,
was hoping I could use some manipulation.
did you put any points into what's it called? Into resources when you were building the character, I guess is the question.
I was unaware that you could put points in.
Yeah, I was also unaware of that.
Yeah. Once again, we're in that situation where I only read the GM facing stuff, and so I don't have a cool ready answer.
And I do believe I read that to raise them, you have to get that special talent, and that costs more points than we have.
Yeah.
What's the talent? It's 5 points. It's 5 XP points, and it raises your resources by 1. And you can buy it, like I said, over and over again. So when we are doing preparatory equipment, it's 1 to 5 indicates its availability. Equipment is mostly obtained through contacts and status, represented by your resource value. Your party is expected to procure equipment for the expedition at the start of the mystery before you head out. It is part of the preparation phase, see Chapter 9. Each player rolls the number of dice indicated by their character's resource value. The number of successes is used to purchase equipment. For example, an item with availability of 1 costs 1 success, while another with level 3 costs 3 successes. You can donate successes to each other, or add them together to purchase high-level equipment and decide amongst yourselves who will carry that stuff, regardless of whose successes paid for it. Each player may also decide to move points from their free capital, which starts paying at 3 and above, but will then have less money to spend during the mystery.
So I rolled no successes on my 6 resources. So.
No successes on 6. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll for my 4.
I rolled a 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3.
I got 3 successes.
Thank God.
Wow.
Probably gonna be the best I roll tonight.
I got none on my 1.
Okay. Are you guys all rolling to get Astrid a sword? Is that what's happening?
I mean,
I got no successes whatsoever.
So this is literally like before we're preparing before the mystery.
Mm-hmm.
We do this, and we've got 3 successes to spend on stuff.
Yeah, between all of you.
Yeah.
Wow.
I rolled 3 3s, 2 2s, and a single 1. That's just.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Yeah. So the snacks are going to cost no successes. You guys are good on snacks,
Okay.
including the Necco wafers. And
Looks like I'll be relying on my fists for melee.
Yeah. We could spend all 3 of those successes on 1 sword, but yeah.
No. I mean, I do have a revolver, so.
Oh, you already have a gun?
I have a revolver. I just wanted something for melee in case. So that's
just
fine.
in case you needed to look cooler.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
I think most of the stuff that I want to take with me, I'll just grab from my cabin. Warmer clothes, a few herbs.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Other than that,
Now, Steve, I do notice that rifle butt amongst the melee weapons has a nil availability.
Yeah.
Does that mean I can get as many rifle butts as I want?
Yes,
Oh
indeed.
yeah, I saw that.
Indeed, it does.
What does the damage of a rifle butt do?
Well,
you have a rifle.
No, I'm kidding. It's nil because you have to get the rifle. It's
well,
just
no, what
someone with it.
She has a rifle. Oh no, she has a revolver.
No, I have a revolver.
Can you hit people with your revolver?
Well, sure.
A rifle, but without a rifle, is just a stick. So that's why.
Exactly. Basically,
what I was thinking is she could whack someone with her gun, and it would cause damage.
Or like a pistol whip.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hit harder maybe than a fist.
Well, we've got 3 3 worth of availability to blow on stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. And what page is this?
And we have we're like right now I'm looking at pages
Yeah, 77 and the next
well,
couple.
I'm actually looking at 74 and 75
Yeah, they've got
of the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like we could buy a hurricane lamp. We
Right,
could buy.
that sounds like a smart thing to buy.
We could buy some lock picks. Although I don't know if any of us are any good with those. We could buy a crowbar. We could buy a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
This is great content, guys.
This is the true tabletop RPG content experience. Looking at a list of crap and going, what do we want to buy?
Yeah.
Especially since we can only buy like 3 things, or even just one.
If that. Like we could buy a crowbar and a hurricane lamp. We could buy a hurricane lamp and a compass. We cannot buy a crowbar and a set of lockpicks unless someone wants to spend some actual resources on that.
Well, I would think we have things like, a compass and maybe a lantern and things like that.
I have lockpicks already.
As seasoned veterans of the society, we would have some equipment already.
Yeah, that's what your character build says. That's the equipment.
We have a pistol already. And a saber and a syringe and a compass. Yes.
Yeah, I have a doctor's bag with medical equipment. I've got some green striped scotch. I got a couple doses of strong poison, and I got a set of knuckle dusters I bought last session.
Are the scotch and the strong poison different items?
Yes.
Okay.
The green striped scotch is good scotch.
All right.
I looked that up.
It can't be that good if it's not also the poison.
Yeah. So we got nothing.
No,
we
could
handy for getting into the hotel.
We should probably get a lantern. Somebody.
Yeah, let's get this. Well, let's get a hurricane lamp.
That's a good idea.
Okay. Yep.
I'm gonna if I can find my damn character sheet, I'm gonna write that down.
Apparently, Isaac's the only one not broke today, so I guess in case it's needed, I'll make him the one in charge of deciding.
I must apologize. I did not play well at cards last night. I lost much of
Mia, I will point out that Klar has 6 resources.
Mm-hmm.
So you technically have 5 capital you can spend right now. It's just that's also stuff you would use normally during the mystery to spend on things. Which is why I've got 2, which is why I'm not spending that right. I'm not using that right now because the 2 ain't 5.
Yeah, cash poor is what you are. Not liquid.
Yes.
Not liquid.
Then I can give you a few coins, but yeah, if I've only got.
No, I mean I don't like. It's not like coins. It's like
abstracted.
Yeah, it's just
exactly. So.
So if there's something on here, you're like, oh, but I want that, and you can and if we bump it down by 2, and you're still willing to spend the remainder, we could probably work something out for that. What's everyone's stealth?
Mine's pretty good.
Mine's surprisingly not awful.
Did you guys notice you can get dogs?
I just saw that.
Yeah.
You can get pets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I noticed, but
guard dog or hunting dog seem like good investments.
They're not expensive, it doesn't look like.
No, you can get a guard dog for less than what a rapier costs.
Well, we could get a guard dog would take up the rest of this resources roll.
That's true.
Do we want a guard dog?
I think a crowbar would be better for maybe breaking into the hotel if we.
I think so too. My stealth is really good. I got 3 in stealth, but precision is my master skill, so my attribute.
Okay. Because I was honestly thinking lockpicks, just So we're not breaking as much stuff.
I have those as part of my character.
What, lockpicks?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You already have them then. Okay.
Yes.
All right, so
Does
we need-
anyone have a crowbar?
we need a crowbar then. So we got a lantern
We're gonna
and
buy
we
a
need a crowbar.
Okay,
Mhm.
so that is the extent of our resources that I have rolled. So I'm adding that crowbar to my gear.
So wait, what are the 3 points spent on? Lantern, crowbar, and what?
A hurricane lamp and a crowbar.
Oh, is a hurricane lamp cost 2?
So should we
No,
just get a
crowbar.
hunting dog?
Crowbar cost 2. Got
The
it.
crowbar's 2. The hurricane lamp is 1.
That makes no sense, but okay. At least to me, it seems to make no sense in terms of the materials involved in the construction. But and
Well,
yeah, Jason, I was watching back our previous episode in which you bought the knuckle dusters, was it?
Mm-hmm,
And we never figured out what the +1 bonus meant. This is the weapons table.
Okay, I'm scrolling.
We were looking at the table, and you were like, "What's the +1? I don't know. That's what the weapon does."
Oh, wait. As to what? Is it a die? Do I get a
Yeah,
plus
you
one
get an
die?
extra die when you attack with that weapon. That's what it means.
Yeah, to up
Okay.
your chances
I-
for success. Yeah.
And it didn't for some reason we didn't figure it out then. But if you look, only the weapons tables have those bonuses. That's obviously what it is.
No, the gear stuff all has bonuses.
Still,
It's
the
to the left
stuff
of
that
the-
helps with rolls,
Yeah,
like the
Mhm.
services and establishment stuff, doesn't have it. Yeah,
but like the
armor
hurricane lamp
doesn't
can
have
be
it.
+2 bonus.
Yeah, that makes sense
When we
too.
use investigation and darkness and defect sneaking people with, yeah, sure, whatever that sentence says.
Yeah, so that's the bonus to the skills that it lists over there.
Yeah.
Well, so Astrid, could she use the crowbar as her melee weapon?
It can indeed be used as a melee weapon. It has
Yeah, it gives a +1 bonus.
It's listed on the
One
weapons table.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I was looking at
Oh, is
that.
it really?
Yeah.
So maybe she could use the crowbar if she wants to.
Astrid, do you want to hold on to this crowbar?
I wouldn't mind holding on to the crowbar.
Okay,
Nobody
you can
else.
hold on to the crowbar.
You
Add
did?
it to your gear, and I will remove it from mine.
You guys, Kenny's crushing it in the chat. I don't know if anyone else is watching the chat, but we
Can't pay attention to the chat.
Hey, you know what? No one has acknowledged my Paul's Italian Villa joke
Wait, I missed your Paul's Italian. Mickey sent me.
because Kenny had written Mole,
Mole.
and Paul's Italian Villa was owned by the Mole family.
Yeah, guys, you need to look up your Simi Valley history.
For a certain age,
Yeah,
and specifically for that's Mickey Jones,
yeah, I love
the
that.
character actor and very glorified extra from a bunch of fucking shit.
Look him
He
up.
lived in
If you were alive in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, you will recognize Mickey Jones when you see him. You'll be like, oh,
Yes.
that's that guy from. What's he from?
like a bunch of shit.
Yeah,
that guy.
exactly.
It's that guy from the Paul's Italian Villa commercials.
All right. Anyway, now that we have Simi Valley broed all over this place, let's move on. Anything else? We have done researching and we have done shopping for equipment. I think that's all we should do. Anyone have anything else you want to do before we hit the journey?
I'm not just stalling for time as I scroll down to chapter 9.
Let's get a
Oh, this
hunting
is
dog.
like
yeah.
GM crap. That's not what No, I don't.
I look
Yeah, I don't
forward to
know.
the rhythmic.
I'm ready to, let's get moving and we'll figure out what we're doing on the road.
Yes, I look forward to the rhythmic sound of the train on the tracks. I will sleep well tonight.
All right. So, as mentioned, Linnea has helped pay your plan your trip and bought you tickets with her own money, and written to Olga to let her know that you are going to meet her in Mole. Excuse me. So early in the morning, you all gather at the Uppsala train station. The darkness lies heavy on the city, but the snow reflects the light from the station's gas lamps and illuminates the area around you. When the train rolls in, its cars are covered in snow, and upon boarding, you find that the compartments are not even heated. The only refuge from the cold is the dining car, and virtually all the passengers gather there. A count by the name of Christian Granoth purchases the train's entire stock of punch and generously offers it free of charge. After a couple of hours, the mood turns merry, someone takes out an accordion, and people begin spontaneously dancing between the tables, until the conductor finally has enough and silences the car by dropping a silver platter on the floor and announcing that music may only be played in the rear cars where the animals are kept. In the afternoon, you reach the town of Helsingborg in southern Sweden. It's getting dark, so it's like 2:30, and there's a sleepy atmosphere in the dining car. After disembarking at the Helsingborg train station, you learn that your connection to Höganäs, the next biggest town near Mol, is more than an hour late. You pass the time wandering through the empty streets of the city. Freezing gales sweep in from the sea and make their way through your clothes. Once you finally get moving, you are more than a little late. An old steam locomotive pulls the cars along the coast, up the slopes of the hill, and finally arrives in Höganäs. From here, you travel by stagecoach through the spectacular landscape, which you can barely glimpse through the impenetrable darkness. You reach the station south of Mol, tired, hungry, cold, and very late. The coachman drops you off at a place marked with a black-painted post. Olga is nowhere to be seen, and soon your clothes are covered by the falling snow. So I will show you guys a little bit of this map here. So as you can see down in the south, there's your stagecoach station, and here is the town of Mol that you have to get to. Zooming out a bit, up here is the hill and the lighthouse that was mentioned in your research. So, you are at this stagecoach stop. It's dark. Before we move on from here, during the journey, you guys are allowed to play a scene each to gain an advantage in the upcoming mystery. So we are, I mean, they had the thing kind of all written out for me, but we can sort of retcon it to something that happened during the journey, or if there's a scene you'd like to play right now as you're sort of finishing up your journey here. What can you guys do? I recommend not skipping this. It did come in handy last time. The way this works is basically you choose a skill to give yourself a +2 in one time during this adventure, and then you play a scene explaining why.
Explaining why we would get that bonus.
Yeah, for example, last time Isaac took part of the journey to, I believe, train in his sword fighting, so that he got a better role in combat when the time came.
I think Clar might have done that.
Maybe it was Clar. That makes more sense.
Clar has a sword, and
Well,
Isaac doesn't.
Regardless of who did it, that's the kind of thing you could do.
Okay, so
You could
I
also,
could spend the journey maybe reading and researching to up my logic.
absolutely, you can do that.
Well, it'd be a skill, not an attribute.
Yes, a skill.
Oh, a skill. Okay.
And it's I believe it's a single-use thing. Like there's one
Yeah.
roll where you can choose to use it, and then you add 2 dice to that roll.
Oh, I see. So, I'm going to do that with reading. I'm going to read on my journey, and I'm going to add that to my learning then.
Perfect. Let me pull up this list of skills. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Learning is definitely good since this is a mystery game. What about you other guys?
I would say prior to leaving town, I would have gone to the local optometrist and said, I need to make sure that my eyesight is as keen as it can be as I am preparing to journey to a part of the country I've not seen.
Well, you're in luck. I've just developed this new medicine. It is similar to a shot of adrenaline, but for your eyeballs.
Oh,
It will give
sounds
you
horrifying.
It will give you insanely powerful eyes for a short period of time.
So you're saying my vigilance would be increased?
You'd be so vigilant it would be insane. Now, it may result in your bones crumbling later in life, but for now, if you just need to be more vigilant, this is the best thing going.
Well, so my bones are already crumbling from old age. No more, no less harm. So please, I'll take it.
All right, he gives you, as he's putting the shot, and he's like, and if any tumors appear, let me know.
Well, Isaac, over the course of this train ride, is actually spending a lot of time. He's trying to be social and engage with people, and just kind of get to know everyone, and just really engage his observation skill, and just get a better feel for why people are doing what they're doing.
Okay. You're observing who? The people in the train?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to people watch and people engage, to get an advantage with my observation.
Well, you discover 2 adulterers on the train. You say nothing to anyone.
It wasn't me. No, it probably was.
Yeah. You don't have to say who it was. Anything from Astrid?
Yes, I've been giving this some thought. I think she's going to she spent part of the train ride practicing with the crowbar. She in boarding school, she took what is that called? Fencing. But a crowbar is a little bit different. So she wanted to kind of get familiar with the crowbar as a weapon, something that's a little bit heavier and a bit shorter, and so that she can work on her close combat.
All right. So, do you do that in the dining car with everyone, or do you go somewhere else?
No, I think no, probably not. I probably went somewhere definitely less crowded.
Yeah, okay. So you maybe crack a couple of things in the car, but eventually you become very adept at swinging that crowbar around. You manage to find where it's weighted so that you can keep it swinging, keep it spinning, without exerting too much of your own muscle power to keep it in motion. We're at an axe head. The weight would be all on one end, and so that would help you keep it moving. But with a crowbar, it's more evenly balanced. But you do figure out how to use it for what it's worth.
Right.
So there you go. And if anyone saw you acting like that, you didn't notice them. All right. So you guys have arrived at this stagecoach stop. It is very late at night. And Olga, who's supposed to meet you here, has not arrived. There is, in fact, nobody here. The stagecoach has departed. The driver, of course, pointed you towards the village. You know which direction it lays in, but there's nobody here.
Very odd. I thought we were going to be met.
No, it is
We were
unfortunate.
supposed to be met, but we have not been meted.
Well, unfortunately, we're gonna have to walk uphill in the snow to the hotel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my cloak, wrap myself up, extra shawl. And I said, well, I guess we're just gonna have to hoof it.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so you guys pick up your luggage and you start moving towards the town. Around a corner, as you are walking through this darkened road, you see an oil lamp burning on the ground.
Oh.
A couple of meters away from that oil lamp lies the lifeless body of an old woman. Something has cut her open from the genitals to the chest and has been eating her entrails. I need everyone to make a fear test against fear 1.
What do we roll for that again?
I was looking it up, but I
Is it
didn't
our-
get there fast enough. I read it earlier and forgot. It's going to be page 68. Let's see.
Choose whether to tackle the situation with logic or empathy.
There you go.
The attribute value indicates how many dice you may roll. Additional dice equal to the number of player characters present in the scene. Maximum +3 dice. Blah, if you become frightened, conditions.
Yeah.
So we'd be getting at least a +3 to this.
Okay.
So your empathy are +3.
Five.
So 5 dice on my side.
Your empathy or your what was the other one?
Empathy or logic with a +3 for all your friends. Being here.
Oh,
Good
okay.
Lord.
Wow.
Here's
Holy moly!
I got 1 success.
Okay.
I got 4 successes. 1, 2, 3, 5 successes.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Out of my 10 dice, I got
Yeah.
2 successes.
Ooh.
good Lord.
Clar?
Let's just say I rolled poorly.
Okay.
I rolled 2 1s, a 2, and 2 3s. Very poorly.
Oof.
I am
Okay.
frightened.
Well, you're going to become terrified. Please roll 1d6.
Yeah, that's my fucking low.
Oh, now I roll a 6.
That's how many rounds it takes for you to regain control of yourself.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
It reminds me of one of the horrific scenes I saw on the battlefield, you know.
Astrid, how many successes was it that you got?
5.
Okay, so this is a little bit shenanigan-y, but extra successes do get you stuff in this game. Astrid only needs 1 of those to retain control of herself. The other 4 are going to subtract from rounds that Clar is terrified. So you rolled a 6, you're going to be terrified for 2 rounds.
Okay.
Well, wait, how many successes did we need?
I'm not going to let you eliminate it completely.
Well, because I got 2. I got
You
2
need
successes.
you need 1. You need 1. So you can give 1 more to Clar.
I can
but
add to the shenanigans.
for 1 round, then, Clar, you are going to have to either flee, freeze, faint, or attack, and you may choose.
I feel I would probably flee the scene. I am horrified. It reminds me of a time on the battlefield, and I flee. Yeah.
All right, there is no time to pick things up, talk, or help someone else. You choose the nearest and fastest way out of there. You're out in the open. So do you think you would run back towards the empty stagecoach station, or forward towards the town, or off to the side of the road?
I would say if there are like buildings that I can see light coming from in the town, I would probably rush that direction or seek cover nearby if there's a tree or something.
Okay. Yeah, I think probably the tree is what you can seek.
Okay. I would seek cover. I would rush into a grove of trees.
And after you get there, your 1 round elapses and you realize that you don't know what killed this poor woman, and it might not be the best idea to run into the wilderness.
Snap out of it like, what am I doing? And I like you look back to my friends, I'm like, what? Nobody came after me?
They're all
We
still
help with
stunned.
all kinds of shenanigans.
I come back. I'm so sorry. That was not brave of me at all. I apologize. My time in the war still messes with my head.
I was just so impressed with your speed.
Isaac
You know,
the back, and it happens to the best of you.
I
I
was
feel
just
like
surprised. Wonder where you were going.
have you had any opportunity to examine the body while I was gone?
I mean, we had from the time you ran behind that tree and then immediately ran back.
Okay, well, in that short period, do your thing. Yeah.
But yeah, can I examine the body and
Yes, because of the dark and the cold, this would require 2 successes on investigation.
There is an oil lamp there.
There's an oil lamp, but it's still pretty dark.
and
Investigation
my
is my
hurricane lamp?
thingy, so
Am I using investigation on this?
Yes.
Okay, my hurricane lamp gives me a +2 bonus in darkness.
Okay,
Nice.
so that means you
Right.
get to roll 2 extra dice, but you still require 2 successes.
Okay, so I'm in investigation, logic, so 2, 7, 9. 5, 4. Wow. How many successes did I need?
Dos.
Uno.
oh. I can take a
Just
stab at
rolling.
it.
Brilliantly.
Isaac, you
Yeah,
definitely determined that she is dead.
obviously she is dead. What else did you think I was going to get from this at this time of night, in this kind of weather?
Go ahead, Astrid. Show 'em how it's done.
Probably.
Can I use the hurricane lamp extras?
Sure, it's right there. You're using its light as well. Especially if Isaac will hand it to you.
Oh,
Holy
I will
moly.
hold it over it for you.
Yeah, I got 1 success.
I'm going to, I've got my crystal ball. It helps me use my observation to search things instead of investigation. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to take the 2 from the lamp.
Okay. Does the lamp work with observation as well?
You
It
said it
works
was
with
search, right?
investigation, and I can use it to detect sneaking people with vigilance.
Copy.
Hmm.
So what does the crystal ball do again?
I can use observation instead of my investigation.
Oh,
So
then
I
yeah.
can-
Use observation to search for clues.
Yeah, let's
Yep.
do that then. Then yeah, the lamp will help you with that.
No, well, I had 8 dice and I got nothing.
All right.
Oh, we're doing great
Those
here.
elusive sixes are just, yeah.
Yep.
Clar, have you rolled this yet?
I would say that they're probably like hunched over the body while I ran off, and I'm looking out from the tree and I see them doing that, and I wander back. That's when we have that
Okay.
very brief discussion
if you
about
want,
running off.
there's one. You're the only person that hasn't tried this.
Come on, Clar.
Well,
Walk
let me
over
have a
and
quick look. It's
just
going to
look
take
at
a
it
great.
and see what was going on
Well,
in a way that all the rest of us who are just experienced, seasoned, have so many dice.
it's a single 6 out of 4 dice.
Okay.
Well,
So here's.
Did you take the +2 for the hurricane lamp?
Yeah, I rolled 4 dice. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So here's what we're dealing with. This requires 2 successes, and we have 3, but not 2 with the same person. So I'm gonna give you fragments.
All right.
Okay.
I'll take them.
Isaac, well, let's see. I'd say Astrid notices the body is still warm. Clar, with your experience in combat, this body was opened with a single cut from below by someone with inhuman strength.
Mm.
And I'm leaving off the last bit in each of these details because of the rolls. And I already told you this, but the entrails that have been pulled out have indeed been eaten.
Mm.
And the last piece, there are no tracks. The snow has covered the tracks of both victim and killer.
Hmm.
Well, whoever cut this person open did it in one slice. Very skillful, very powerful.
Now, you've never seen her body before, but you do know that she was approaching 70 and she was coming to the station to meet you, so this likely can only be Olga.
Oh.
So would we be able to search her person to see if she's got anything helpful?
Like her bag, her clothing, or did we already do that by investigating her body?
Yeah, that was part of that. You don't
Okay.
find anything identifying on her other than
Okay.
what she's wearing, kind of thing.
I see.
I'd like to pick
Please.
up the oil lamp that's on the ground, if that'd be all right.
Yeah, you can pick up that oil lamp.
Like, please, someone take my bag. I'm going to roll her up in her cloak and drag her body behind us back to
Okay,
Mulder.
I'll take it. I'll take her bag.
Okay.
I'll help you carry her.
Yeah.
Can I just kind of look around the area? I know that I can't see any tracks or anything, but
Yeah.
like I could look out into I don't want to like explore the woods, but from my perspective, look out into the woods, maybe
As
see
you
something out.
guys as you guys travel this road towards Mall, and Galena is keeping an eye out around you in the darkness. Less dark, you have your storm lantern, and now you have Olga's oil lamp as well. Galena, you begin to hear things in the trees. Snapping of sticks, rustling of leaves, the crunch of footfalls other than your own in the darkness.
Okay.
On the other side, you hear a vocalization of some sort. You can't place it. It's not human.
And I wouldn't recognize it.
You might, if you'd been, you might with another chance, but you didn't recognize it. It was too quick. It was too unexpected.
Sure.
But you're definitely getting the impression that there is something or some things moving in the darkness and moving along with you guys. Oh, I think Patty and Cindy have frozen momentarily. Oh, wait, they're
Nope,
moving
no,
again.
Patty's
They're back. All right.
Okay.
Astrid. Astrid, you see it? Can you find anything of note in her purse?
No. Like, we checked her purse already, right?
Yeah, it's too dark to tell what anything is, but there's definitely nothing in there that would like identify her.
I mean, maybe once we get more light, we might be able to find something, but I didn't find anything that would identify her as of yet.
And it does sound, guys, it does sound like something's close, so we should probably just keep moving.
Yeah, let's try and avoid whatever that is.
To that end, Galena, you note that Isaac and Clark carrying a human body as you travel an unfamiliar road at night is slowing you down.
Yeah. Definitely.
Are you
I'm gonna get my bow ready just in case.
Okay.
And offer help and assistance as much as I can. Make sure that.
Yeah.
I'll have my gun ready, but and keep an eye and ear out as well.
You keep a close ear and eye out on the surrounding sides of the road and behind us, for sure. I'm gonna keep an eye out behind us.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to hand this hurricane lantern off to Galena because it's probably not helping me help carry this body any better.
Didn't
Well, I've
Galena
got
have
the
the oil lamp? Galena had the oil lamp already.
Yeah, I have the oil
Okay,
lamp.
does the oil lamp give you a bonus for
I
spotting
couldn't
things?
find it.
I don't think so. It was just a prop that Olga had dropped.
Because the hurricane lantern explicitly gives you a bonus for spotting things.
Okay. I will take the hurricane lantern and pass off the oil lamp to Astrid.
That'll work.
All right.
We have light in the front and light in the back.
Mm-hmm.
As I leave.
I'll keep an eye out in the back.
Well, you guys, you're making very slow progress, but you are getting closer to the village. You can see it up ahead. A couple of times, Astrid, you think you catch sight of something actually moving just on the edges of the light. But by the time you turn your head, you can't see what it is. And the sounds of the footsteps that you were hearing, Galena, they go silent. And in that way that snow seems to deaden sound sometimes, very quickly everything is silent. And then you reach the glow of the lights on the outskirts of the village. You are greeted as you approach the hotel by the girl who works there, Lisa. And she sees what you are carrying. It's wrapped in a blanket, so I'm assuming she can't actually see it, but it's not hard to identify the shape. She says, What is this?
We found this poor woman on the side of the road, attacked.
Who is she?
Can you identify her?
Perhaps you know who she is.
I don't. Is she fully covered with a blanket right now? Clark had mentioned putting a blanket over her.
Yeah, Clark, do you think we fully covered her?
I had mentioned like wrapping her up completely. Maybe like her feet are out, basically.
Yeah,
Her face.
Let's set her down like on like this, like in front of the hotel, and just pull away from the face, not the rest of her.
Yeah,
Right,
don't reveal the.
Covered.
Okay. She says, "Oh my gosh, it's Olga. She's a guest here. She's been staying at the hotel with her friends.
Was waiting for us.
She was waiting for you. Are you with her artist group?
We are.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Just arrived.
They've come to the countryside to do oil paintings. They say, "Oh my gosh, what happened to her?"
We found
Not
her like
certain
this. Is there a local doctor?
A constable.
That too.
Yes,
Oh.
both.
Well, we'll have to send to Hoganos for the county constable. We don't have much need of one here. Well, do you think
Do
a
you have
doctor can
somewhere
help?
cool we could keep her?
I do not believe the doctor can help her, but might help identify maybe what attacked her.
And perhaps provide a place where she could be.
We could keep the body, yes.
Well, we don't. I mean, this is a small village. We don't have any place like that. People here are just alive or dead, and if they're dead, we bury them, and if they're alive, we don't. I don't. We don't have a doctor here. There is a doctor that lives in the village, but he's away right now.
And I say, ma'am, where do you store the bodies that die in the middle of winter since the ground is frozen?
Yeah.
Well, that is certainly a question for the gravedigger.
We might need to speak with him.
Perhaps in the morning. It is late.
We could maybe keep her covered out here in the cold.
Let us.
I don't know. The animals, this could be.
That's what I'm worried about is the animals. Do you guys have like a shed out back that we
Yeah,
could
Yes, let's put her.
store her?
Let's put her in the shed. We do have one out back where we store various things, various stores for the hotel. Let's put her back there. Oh my gosh, this is horrible.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna. Let's get her back there, and let's get you guys inside, and then I'll send for assistance. We should get someone off towards the constable as soon as we can.
Absolutely.
We did hear somebody out of our party here did hear some rustling in the woods. The creature or person that has slain this woman may still be around, so we suggest caution.
Oh,
And do not travel alone.
Yes.
well, I tell you,
We
she's
should
not
spread that word.
Olga is not the first person. Well, I mean, maybe she is the first to die, but the owner of the hotel, my boss, Katarina Johnson, has disappeared several days back. She hasn't been seen. There were search parties. We looked for her. My best guess was she fell into a ravine and we just didn't find her. But now there are animals killing people.
Well, it is winter. Where do we know? Do you know where Katarina was headed when she went missing?
Nobody saw her go. She didn't tell me she was leaving.
I see. Well, perhaps we should put down this body and go inside where it's warm. We have had quite the walk and experience.
Yes, please do come inside. And as you guys enter the lobby of the Mole Seaside Hotel, what were you going to say there, Jason?
Can Clara and I get this body into the shed out back first?
Yeah, that is no problem. That is done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Into the locked shed out back, I'm assuming.
It's got a bar. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys do that. You go into the hotel, and we are going to take our break right there. So you guys have reached your destination and found your first dead body.
First?
Who? What?
Yeah.
What's going on?
There's possibly a
Oh.
second one, we know, so yeah, two maybe.
Possibly two. Yeah, you guys are here. Again, this is going to be a two-parter. We'll be finishing this up next week, but we are going to do a second half of tonight's episode. So we are going to take a 10-minute break for biological reasons, and then we'll be back to continue in 10 minutes. We'll see you guys then.
Perfect.
Welcome back to Tales from the Backlog and our game of Vaesen. When we left off, you guys had stuck the dead body of Olga into the shed out behind the Mole Seaside Hotel, and you yourselves had entered it. Here is a map of the place. I'm going to zoom in on the ground floor here. Yeah, so you guys, this is a really, really nice place. It's dark, it's nighttime, so it's hard to tell for sure, but it seems like it's the newest building around. It's definitely very new. Within the past 3 years, maybe it's been built. It's a white wooden 3-story building with gingerbread detailing, with towers and parapets on top. The porch offers a view of the sea in the daytime. Let's see, the rest of this you can't see yet. It is covered with ice right now, but the ground floor houses a restaurant, a library, a lounge, and upstairs, it seems, you haven't gone up there yet, but you will see that there are rooms for guests and staff up there. There's a big winding staircase, beautiful carpet, statues around each floor. Let's see, there's a basement. You know about the shed out back. So you are in here with Lisa Svensson. She looks to be about 17, maybe 18 years old. She has told you that she works for the innkeeper, the proprietor, Katerina Johnson, who is missing. She will tell you, in fact, that Katerina has been missing for 10 days. As I said before the break, she speculates that Katerina maybe fell into a ravine, but she's questioning that now that another someone has turned up dead from what seems to be an animal attack. She's bustling around. She brings you guys to the lounge area, and she goes and gets like drinks to warm you up. She says, "What? You guys were friends of Olga's? She sent for you?"
Friends of friend.
Yes. Or a friend's a friend.
Do you think we should wake up her other friends upstairs, or tell them in
Yes.
the morning?
No, we
I
think
think we should probably wake them up.
we should wake them now.
Okay.
Is it that late at night?
Yeah, it's very late. You guys arrived
It's
late
very
because
late.
your
That's right,
train was
that's
an
right.
hour late at your connection point.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a stagecoach ride and everything, so it's very late. But yeah, so she goes to head upstairs, and actually, as she gets to the door of the lounge, she stops and remembers she's remembered something, and turns back to you guys. She says, "The dog. You asked me if I knew where she went, Katerina. I don't. But she had noticed earlier that day that her dog was missing. I don't know if that means anything to you, but she went searching maybe for her dog. That was my best guess, but it's been 10 days now, and I forgot about that."
What kind of dog?
I don't know about kinds of dogs. It was this big, brown, short hair.
Okay.
Short hair in this weather. Poor thing. It'd be cold.
Yeah.
Speaking
I don't know.
of cold, would you happen to have any like cold dinner, long trip? No. I guess wake them up.
Yes. Oh, yes. I'll go get them. Yes. She rushes out upstairs. You guys have a couple of minutes alone while she is gone. Looking.
I think it's very suspicious.
What was that?
Oh, I was going to say, I think it's very suspicious that Katerina also went missing only 10 days ago. Maybe this is something that Olga was referring to in her letter.
Hmm.
Maybe.
I know she didn't bring us here to paint.
Certainly not.
Yeah, so you're in the lounge right now, and you actually see that there are some paintings in here. Not hung up on the walls, but sort of on the floor, leaned against the walls, as though they've just been brought in. They're oil paintings.
Are they of anything in particular?
Roll me a learning test.
All right.
Didn't expect that question, did you?
Nope. I mean, I figured Isaac could tell if they were, landscapes or buildings or, still lives or portraits.
Something from someone's nightmares.
I got. Do all these 5s I rolled count for anything?
No.
Okay,
Isaac,
so
you
then I got 1 success.
You got 1 success. Okay. So you do get 1 success. That's all you need. It's a single success test. After a minute, you figure out that they are landscapes of the ocean shore. What your learning test reveals is that these are shit paintings. These are just terrible, god awful. Whoever did this does not know how to paint paintings. This isn't like stylized. This is shit.
Isaac, do these paintings please your eye?
These paintings look like I painted them.
Oh, dear.
Well, maybe that's been her cover this whole time, is this painting retreat. Maybe these other companions that she has, maybe that's what they've been using as a cover for why they're here. Or maybe that's why they came here in the first place.
I'm assuming, obviously. I don't know why they would. I mean, it's a decent cover, if a little weird at this time of year.
Do I have enough time while they're away to just kind of search the room, see if there's anything other than the paintings that might stick out?
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah, give me an investigation on that. Or if you have your crystal ball, observation. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I got 2 successes.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything you can learn from this room in the lounge. I'll tell you what, you don't learn anything about you don't learn anything from what's in the room here. Well, you do actually a little bit from the paintings. Now, Lisa told you that her boss, Katerina, disappeared about 10 days ago. The state of the paintings tells you that they have not been painted today. Nothing here. These are oil paintings. They take a while to dry. Everything's dry. So what this tells you is that people haven't been doing these paintings recently. In the last day or two, probably not. Combined with Olga writing the letter and Lisa's general behavior, It seems everyone in this place has been on edge, nervous, or just generally acting out of the ordinary since Katerina's disappearance.
Is the lounge close to the reception area, like the reception desk? I can't tell
Yeah,
from
there's no reception desks marked on the map now that you mention it. I would assume that it is in the lounge.
because I'd like to get a look at the guest book if I can.
That is no problem. I won't make you roll for that since Galena got 2 successes already. You find the guest book and quickly determine that the only guests are Olga and her 3 friends.
Okay.
Their names are on the book as Josephine Adler, Clara Berg, and Frida Svensson.
Do we recognize any of these names?
You do not.
Okay.
And around that time, Lisa reappears and tells you the ladies are coming down. If you don't mind, I will leave you to speak with them. I must go. I have to go wake some people up and tell them what's happened and send for the constable.
Stay safe on the streets.
Thank you, I will. And she runs out the door.
Can I go with her? I suggested that she not go out alone.
Yeah, she gladly accepts your company.
Okay. You 3, question the others. I'll be back soon.
Oh, we will.
Okay. So before long, 3 women covered in heavy turn of the century dressing gowns come into the lounge area and see you guys. There is sort of a small blonde one who looks kind of nervous and a little bit mousy, a larger heavy-set one, and an older one. I am in fact going to show you a picture, for I have them here. Boom. They're not showing up terribly well, but that's them. So the let's see, I'm going to figure out which one's which. So the shorter one there is Josephine, and the heavy-set one is Clara, and the older lady is Frida.
Okay.
So Clara, Josephine, Frida, left to right.
And I will step forward and say, I am Galena. Olga invited us here. She was to meet us today at the train. And I've got some unfortunate news. We found Olga in the road. She had been brutally attacked by something. We are unsure what. I'm very, very sorry to bring this news to you. Not good tidings at all. And of course, these are my companions. This is Isaac, and this is Astrid.
Clara, the tallest one there, she says, What? This is horrible. What? She sent for you? She told us she was sending for an old friend of hers from the old days in Uppsala.
She did send for an old friend of hers, who is also old, and we are somewhat less old and less infirm at the moment.
I see. So she sent you.
Linnea couldn't make the trip herself, so she asked us to come.
I see. Well, We are certainly horrified to hear this news. Do you know what manner of beast attacked her?
A hungry one. That's all we know.
Oh, and I will not ask how you know that.
Because she was split crotch to gullet and partially eaten.
I said I will not ask how you know that.
It's like
You didn't ask.
Way to be gentle there, Doctor.
Yeah,
I'm not there.
Actually, the older one turns and just covers her mouth and gasps and leaves the room.
Blurt much, Isaac? Yeah.
Yes.
Isaac, we're trying to be subtle. Do you guys know which lady left the room?
The older one, name
Frida?
Frida left the room. Yes.
Do you happen to know why our services or why we were summoned here or why Linnea was needed to come?
We aren't totally sure. To tell you the truth, Olga became very scared some time back and implored upon us not to leave the hotel. She did ask that we stay indoors and tell us that she was sending to a friend of hers for help. She never specified the nature of the danger. We're merely artists here on our retreat by the seaside, learning to paint landscapes, oceanscapes, as it were. Is that a word? Yes.
Was this before or after Katerina went missing? Can you recall?
It was around the same time, and now that you mention it, I suspect that is what spooked Olga. Our wonderful host, proprietor of this lovely establishment who has made headlines across Europe, did in fact disappear. I would like an observation roll from any of the three who are in the room here.
I can do that.
Yeah, let's have just one roll, but whoever has the best score.
Okay, that's
okay.
me.
I have 6 for score.
I have 4 total, so
Yeah, 4.
All right.
I got a success.
You got 1 success?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's full of shit. She knows. She knows more than she's saying about why Olga sent for you, and obviously, you guys have already deduced that these are not artists.
Correct. We did notice your fine paintings here. I assume that these are yours.
Oh yes, the three of us. That one is mine.
Which one is that?
This one here on the right.
Oh, is that a horse?
Yes.
Oh, very interesting.
sure.
Is it private? Is this a private place to have a conversation, or?
Well, as far as I know, we are currently the only people in the building. Lisa has gone for assistance, and
I feel like you're holding something back from us.
We can't help if you don't tell us what you know.
You can't help. And what is it that you would help with? We don't know who you are.
Well, let's say that
I suppose we could just leave and let you deal with it.
Well, that's true, but we work in an organization that deals with the mysterious. It was also an organization that Olga and Linnea also were familiar with. I assume that's why she called us.
Manipulation check, please. This is going to be difficulty 2. You'll need 2 successes.
Oh.
And I will say, Galena and Astrid, since you were both saying things of that nature to them, you can both roll this.
Okay, manipulation.
Yeah.
I got a success.
Okay, we need 2 from the same person.
Nada.
All right. They do not trust you enough to say more.
I think Astrid is just going to kind of scoff at them and leave the room and go seek out the older lady.
Okay, so she is Frida. She is pacing around in the dining room when you find her, muttering under her breath, pulling both hands, pulling her own hair on one side.
Am I able to hear or make out what she is saying?
No, not clearly enough to understand.
I think I'm gonna follow after
Okay.
Astrid and leave Isaac in the room with the other 2 ladies.
I'm gonna approach her and just excuse me, ma'am. I'd like
Yes.
to apologize for my colleague and just offer condolences. I hope you're not too frightened.
Your colleague, which one?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Are you all right?
No, my friend is dead.
Obviously, I'm sorry. That was callous of me.
Oh,
Is there anything I can do to help you right now?
can you
Would you
fly?
like to sit down? I want to try to get her to sit in a chair.
Can you fly?
Can I fly? I haven't flown recently.
Me either. Probably not then. She will sit in the chair though.
Why, how would flying help you?
Fly away, not be here.
I have had wishes to often be far away from my troubles.
Well, I wonder
I can.
if the gateway is there. I wonder if we can find it.
Gateway?
It's not one you want to go through.
I think probably
Why would you want to find that?
What was that, Galena?
I said I think I entered at this point, mentioning the gateway. And
Sure. Did you excuse yourself from the other 2 at all? Or
I
did. You
did.
just walk
I
the
did.
hell out? Okay.
No, I said I'm gonna leave Isaac
Okay.
here with you 2 ladies and
All right.
and followed out. Yeah.
So what you perceive, both of you, with Frida is she's a little bit off her nut. She's rambling. She's saying things that are probably delusional. She doesn't seem to fully get that you're there. She's responsive sometimes to your questions, but you seem more like objects in the room to her than people.
Mm-hmm.
Frida, we understand that you are very, very upset. Do you know why we are here? Do you know why Olga called us here?
You know what? Since you've got her alone and Isaac's in there, I assume doing some kind of dance to distract the other 2. Galena, roll me one more manipulation check, this time on Frida.
Nothing.
Okay, and yeah.
My manipulation pretty low.
Manipulation is very important in this particular
Oh,
case. You got.
Oh, yeah, no, it's no.
Okay. So she does look at you for a second and then says, "We're painters." Isaac, we're gonna cut back to you.
Cool. So if when we cut back to me, can we like we're doing a cut where she says, like just very dead faced, we're painters. Cut back to Isaac going, yeah, you're really shit painters. Like he's having this conversation with the other two ladies.
I beg your pardon, sir.
No, I've seen, like, you paint like I would paint. Like, no
Clearly,
skill,
you don't understand the use of
experience.
color to show the light and the.
No, these
It is.
children paint better than these. What are you doing here?
Have you seen the works of? At this point, so far the only one who has spoken to you is the larger one, Clara.
Yeah.
But Josephine will step forward at this point and say, "That's enough, Clara. Yes, you're right. We don't know how to paint. We have come here to learn. Sometimes we talk a bigger game than we can back up. We are students. Olga was our teacher."
It's a fine cover. I'm sure most people, it works. But we are not most people, and we are here at least to attempt to help you, to help with whatever is going on here. And if you don't tell us, if you don't clue us into what that is, we won't be able to provide as good help as fast.
She sort of tilts her head to the side and narrows her eyes at you for a second. And for
You have some
all
kind of
that
Vaesen issue here, yes?
for all that she was quiet this whole time, you now see pretty clearly from the body language that she's probably the most down to earth and intelligent of the three. She narrows her eyes at you and says, there are those who look down their noses at Katerina Johnson and what she has done with the Seaside Hotel. Perhaps you've heard the reputation this place has.
My dear, I have read the reputation this place has.
Yes, it's men and women going to the beaches together.
Like dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
How does that strike you? What are your thoughts on Katerina and the elite of Europe coming here to engage in such sinful behavior?
Men and women have been living together for centuries, eons even. I don't see why that should be any different now.
So, the bathing together is something that doesn't concern you?
No?
You see no violation of propriety in it?
I mean, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it breaks kosher, so I'm fine with it.
Ah, so you are a religious man.
I come from religion.
You come from religion, and what of people who very definitely don't? What would you think of them?
Am I supposed to think something of them other than I think of everyone else? Is it the people without religion who are keeping me, who have made it that technically it's probably illegal for me to be here right now?
What of witches, sir?
What of them?
Do they offend you?
What offends me is forcing people into a particular line of work, demonizing them for that line of work, and then using that demonization to confiscate the fruit of their labors. I don't give a shit about witches, other than how they treat other people.
She smirks at the word demonize. And I will ask you now, Isaac, to roll a manipulation check and take a +1 to it.
All 3 dice I'm rolling for this.
Woohoo! Go!
Oh yeah, baby. 1 success.
I'm going to say, because of all that bullshit you just said, that it is enough.
That was pretty good.
No.
She will turn to you and say, and what if I were to tell you that in some circles, I am known not as Josephine, but as Demonia?
That, I would say that is a very fancy name you have given yourself.
Thank you. We are not painters. We learned of a place nearby Mole called the Hill. It is, as you might expect, a hill.
That's where the lighthouse is, right?
Indeed. The hill and the lighthouse and the caves around them are known to be rife with magical energy. My sisters and I, we are known to each other as the Sisters of Satan. We came here to contact the devil using the ambient magical energy in the nearby caves.
And how
We
is that
wished
worked out for
to
you?
perform rituals to grant us riches, eternal youth, foresight. Olga led us here. She found a cave where we performed several rituals, but we were chased from it by a beast with glowing eyes and great jaws. We can only assume the devil appeared to punish us for our arrogance. We sought power for our own purposes. We sought to gain boons of Satan himself. And now Olga is dead.
You've got to watch out for those prosecutors. They will come for you.
Is that a lawyer joke?
No, that's a Torah joke.
Ah. Sorry, I'm a Satanist. I don't.
I expect you would.
We are going to cut over to Clar and Lisa at this time. Backtracking a little bit, you guys have not yet reached your destination. Clar, what do you say to Lisa as you travel?
I'm going to ask her some questions. It's like, we were invited here by Olga. Have you noticed anything unusual about her and her companions?
Well, I know that when she went to meet you at the train station, or at the stagecoach stop earlier tonight, it's the first time she left the hotel in 10 days, since Katerina disappeared, really. Or about that time.
Finding her on the road was surprising, as she mentioned in her letter that she was trapped in a hotel. So,
yes, it definitely seemed when I saw her left that she was frightened to do so, but she said she had to meet you, or you would not know where to go. I guess she was wrong.
I suppose that's true, but Well, if there is a great beast around, hopefully we will not encounter it ourselves. Do you know much about the local lore? Are you from here, or
Oh, I'm from
did you?
here. I don't know anything about beasts. I've lived here all my life. My mother, several generations back at least. I assume that you've heard the reputation of the hotel and of Katerina.
Yeah, there was a news article that one of our party had brought to our attention. It is none of my business what men and women get up to or do.
Well, that's what you say, and yet there are those who say that it is a sign of it is a sign of status to come visit this place and engage in such activities. There are those who who want everyone to know that they've been here, and then there are also those, mostly those around town, led, I must tell you, by my own mother, who would love to see the Seaside Hotel demolished and Katerina driven out of town. Sinful, they say, flagrant in the eyes of God. They go on and on. The locals hate it. They want it to remain a simple fishing village. They say sinful, but what many of them actually mean is they don't want this town full of tourists.
Do you think maybe one of the locals are responsible for the disappearance of your boss and the murder of our friend? Do
When
you
it
think
was
that they are capable of this?
when it was just Katerina, it had crossed my mind that her disappearance was related to her reputation around here and her standing in the town, but this grisly murder of Olga, no. My mother is wrong, but she is not a brutal killer.
I was not implying that your mother, but maybe another in town.
I understand, but I believe I would say that of all the townsfolk here.
I understand. Well, let's hurry to our destination. Hopefully, we can rouse some of the town folk. Maybe some of them will actually know more. Maybe somebody witnessed something earlier.
Hmm. Yes, good idea. Um, yeah, so you guys, Clara and Lisa, you make it to a local deputy's house and wake him up. He gets a couple people together, village elders and so forth. They all come see the body. There's much whispering and discussion. Someone examines it and points out that there is more to be seen about this body than what you guys found with your investigation check. Notably, that this large slash that goes up most of the torso, fun, seems to have been made by a large number of sharp objects, not a single blade. But after that, a pair of runners are sent on horses to the town or the next city where they are going to fetch the constable. There is an inn in town, separate from the hotel, run by a man named Nils. And at Nils's inn is where people start to gather to discuss the situation. Now, you guys can stay at the hotel, or you can stay at Nils's inn. Nils's inn is going to be significantly cheaper. For now, you're welcome at the hotel for tonight because of the situation, but starting tomorrow, you're going to have to actually find lodgings. So we will fast forward at this point and say that the four of you are back together in the lounge of the hotel. What will you do at this time?
I guess we'll compare what little notes we have.
Is it
Yeah,
just the
sure.
four of us?
Yeah, it's just the four of you for now. Lisa is still over at Nils's Inn discussing what's happened with everyone over there. The Sisters of Satan have gone back to their room. And that is all you know. It is a very dramatic name that they can't tell anyone.
Mm-hmm.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
I say,
They made it
witches
up themselves.
indeed.
Yeah, they're goth emo kids from the 1900s, 1800s. Yeah, 1800s goths is what they are.
And I just scoff and witches indeed.
Yeah. Now you do know that Olga was a society member, so she at least knew what she was talking about.
Yeah.
Correct.
No, that's despite their pretensions of grandiosity. There's every chance they disturbed something in that cave, whether it was something sleeping or something they conjured up.
Indeed.
And perhaps
Yet to
we
be
should
seen.
investigate it, not you.
Mhm.
Yes, young Lisa seemed to think that even though the town hates this hotel and its proprietors and guests, she thinks that the town folks themselves would not stoop to murder. But you never know, they may have conjured up something themselves. If the legends go back so far, it's tied to this area.
Well, it
Possibly to scare off the tourists.
didn't seem like Frida was capable of conjuring up much. But maybe she was just too upset.
She did seem a little off her rocker. Pretty
She did say
unstable.
something about gateways, though.
Yeah. Well, the other young woman did not seem so mentally infirm. She knew what she was saying and knew that she was saying it. Game Master, would I have been able to get the info out of them where they had done this?
No, you would not. Not
Okay.
specifically.
They did mention the hill, though.
They mentioned the hill and they mentioned a cave, but if I bring up the map again,
Yeah.
There are numerous caves marked.
Right. It would be
You've
We
got the
probably
Shield
should
Cave,
go
Champions
going out
Cave.
there.
You
Bear
probably have
Cave,
to be
Hills.
doing a lot of visiting of a lot of spaces and spots.
Yeah.
Josephine's Lust Cave, is that what that says?
Yeah, don't worry
Yeah.
about that.
Don't worry about it. I think that's the one we have to explore.
No, don't
Yeah.
worry about Josephine's Lust Cave.
Yeah,
No,
Sounds
I-
interesting. So Astrid's is definitely
The short woman's name was Josephine.
Yeah, actually, no spoilers, but that really isn't anything. It's just
Yeah,
I don't know
right
what
right above the
I
troll
just
hole,
counted
which is
cave, and then Mia's like, does that say Josephine's Lust Cave? Well, obviously that must be the first place we have to explore.
I mean, yeah.
Obviously. Especially since the short lady's name is Josephine.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
don't. This map does not represent an in-game map that you possess, so you haven't seen all these names. But
absolutely.
yeah, there are a lot of caves around. Is the point?
Yeah.
Yeah, the locals have informed us there's like 20 known caves.
Yeah, it's a cavey peninsula.
Hmm. Well,
well,
first we should probably figure out our lodgings if we're going to be here for any longer than like tomorrow.
And I was kind of under the impression that our lodging would be taken care of. I guess it was just the trip that was covered.
Well,
Yes,
perhaps
it
our
was.
lodging would have been taken care of
If yes,
Olga
I
was still kicking.
That's what I was going to. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that I am very poor, so the cheaper the better.
Right.
Yeah. So, any characters with resources 3 or more can find food and lodging at the hotel. Everyone else will have to stay at the inn.
I will have to stay at the inn for sure.
It was the inn for me.
If anybody has a 6, they can get Galena into. All right. So, are you all going to stay at the inn, or will you split up?
Claude, what do you think? You and I can afford this place, but Galena and Astrid cannot.
Well, I believe.
You think we should stick together, or
I think.
There's-
Sorry, go ahead, Steve.
Uh,
I was just
mean,
going
I
to
was
say
just
if
gonna
we
offer
split
thoughts, but-
the difference, and I think the locals may be more inclined to talk to us if we're at the inn. Seems that none of them would be interested in staying here or coming in to visit.
that's not false.
Well, and maybe we can give the impression that we are staying at the inn because we disapprove of this hotel and what this hotel stands for.
Hmm.
And if we give that impression, we might get the side of the locals and maybe learn a little bit more.
Can certainly try that approach.
You know, we
Yeah,
could be staying there, but we don't approve.
It might be possible to get the location of this cave from Frida. I would say she's the weakest link for information. If
Well, who has the better
That's
rapport
horrible.
with her so far?
Well, it's hard to say who has the better rapport 'cause she seemed a little off. Like she didn't even know we were there most of the time.
exactly, I'm just saying if she could be tricked or
I am certainly not one to manipulate others. Not
know,
in my
me
skill
neither.
set.
Manipulation isn't in mine as well. So
Well, I mean, I'm hot garbage at manipulation, but
apparently.
I was honestly thinking of coming. I kind of wanted to come back and talk to Josephine a little more to maybe suss out from her where they'd done this ritual, because we seem to have built, at least a begrudging connection.
True.
Well,
So,
then,
what I was going to say, and I'm not a party member, so you don't have to listen to me, but what I was going to say is there is maybe value in not splitting the party, but there may also be value in being in both of these buildings at night.
I was also kind
I
of
was-
thinking that as well as eyes in both locations.
that was my thought. Yeah, split up so that we've got both places covered.
Maybe
Yeah.
one of us could pretend like we approve of their witchery, quote unquote. So they open up
Well, that'd
about
be-
Perhaps Isaac, since he's made the best connection.
approval or even indifference might win them over. Because I'm sorry, but to keep a straight face in front of quote unquote witches, I don't think I can. I don't think I can pretend long enough.
Well, Galena, then you might do better at the end.
Well, I have to be at the inn anyways because of financial
Well, I could-
reasons.
Well, either way, I could cover somebody to stay here. So if we keep
Right.
2 here and 2 there,
I think I probably would fit better at the inn. What you've told me of these women, I might be able to make a connection possibly with Frida because I do have a history of, listening to people and hearing their stories, but manipulate her is not something that I'm really, really good at.
Hmm. Okay. So,
So if we're
who's-
keeping it 2 and 2, if I'm staying here, Galena's going there. Who else is staying here with me? Astrid? Clar?
Well, if I had contact with the locals, I think I should go to the inn.
Okay.
We've already established a minor line of communication.
That's true. You've already made contact.
All right. So, do I understand correctly that Clara and Isaac are staying at the hotel and Astrid and Galena are going to the inn?
Yes.
I'm going to the inn.
Oh, so
No.
Clara's going to.
just Isaac at the hotel.
Isaac and Astrid at the hotel.
So
I'm
Clar's
sorry.
going to pay for Astrid to be at the hotel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, let's do that then. So Clara and Galena, you guys go to the inn and find a number of people there. There is a couple of the deputies that you saw earlier, Clara, and a couple of town elders, a few people you don't recognize, including someone in the garb of a chaplain, of probably of the local church. Yes.
Is this the next morning, or is this still that night?
This is still that night.
Okay.
So you guys have gone back to the inn. The news of the death has gotten people up, and they're probably going to be up all night discussing it.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys can come in and you can go right to the innkeeper and try and get a room or two, or you can talk with these people. They do approach you when you enter because they know you're the ones that found the body. They say thank you for bringing it. You're welcome here. We're your companions. You know, just general what the fuck's going on kind of questions, but they're not hostile or anything.
So yeah, I'm gonna approach the innkeep or whoever's in charge and request a room.
Okay, that is Nils Corfitzon.
Nils.
Middle-aged, balding, little overweight, very loud. What brought you people out here?
Well, we are actually friends of the deceased. We were invited to join their painting retreat.
Oh, over at the hotel.
Over at the hotel, but once we arrived, obviously the loss of our friend has been pretty shocking. But then when I discovered the habits of the hotel, I didn't feel comfortable staying there, and I hope you have room available.
Well, absolutely. I definitely understand that. That's I would feel the same way.
Yeah, it's quite shocking what people will allow these days.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so 2 rooms for you guys. Oh, I'm sorry. You aren't married, are you?
No.
Okay, 2 rooms for you guys. And let's go upstairs then. I'll show you where you're at. You're friends with this woman. It must be quite a shock to learn what she was involved with down here.
Well, it was definitely a shock. We actually have a mutual friend that she actually requested, but is in ill health, and so we came in her stead.
Oh, I see. So
yes.
You didn't necessarily know the deceased personally?
No, not personally, no. We were not friends.
Oh, I misunderstood you before then.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, we were acquaintances through another acquaintance.
I see. Well,
so we were quite shocked to find out what she was into, and we were misled about the painting retreat being as high as we assumed.
Yes, well, it's winter. We don't get too many foreign guests coming here to engage in their habits at the beach, but who knows what they get up to behind closed doors over there.
Well, when, painting, that's very innocent.
Painting, yes.
What any person does behind their doors is their own business. That's why there are doors. Is that not how that works, sir?
Well, yes, I guess you're right about that. The problem comes down to when you're behind someone else's closed door, doesn't it?
Or when you're flaunting it in other people's faces.
Right, exactly. The beach thing. Ugh. Anyways, it's
there-
late. The kitchen's closed. If you're hungry, I can find something maybe cold and left over for you, but otherwise you'll have to wait till the morning for hot breakfast. And
Do you think maybe you could make me a cup of hot tea?
oh, definitely. I've already got some on. I'll bring that up to you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, so he leads you to your rooms, and you guys can bed down there for the night, unless there's anyone in the common room you wanted to speak to.
I would just want to casually question them about, do you know what beach these people have been frequenting of late, especially this time of year? It must be a beautiful sight to see if they're painting paintings. Surely
Yeah,
something
I mean,
knows where they've been going.
there's basically like one spot in the beach on Mole that they tend to go to. If you look here, the town is about like 100 buildings. It's not quite as small as it looks on this little drawing, but I mean, the beach that they're talking about is like right here.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't see your markers, so.
Oh, can you? If I move this around, can you see that? It's pretty small. It's just my mouse
It's
cursor.
a very
but-
tiny little dot.
Well, like the indented part, basically, in front of that
Just
one
east of-
building.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Say, I was just trying to see if they knew about them wandering further north to the caves. That
No,
would be another line of
there's
questioning.
there's no mention of that.
Okay, then there you go.
I think I'm just gonna kind of peruse, kind of listen,
Okay.
see kind of what the conversation's leaning towards, if they're leaning more towards the death as a surprise, or if they're still ranting about
So
that's maybe
Nope.
they think that they brought it upon themselves.
nobody here is saying that. Nobody here is bringing up, the sinful ways of the hotel. They're talking about. I mean, definitely nobody sounds sad that Katarina's gone, except in a general sense, like she was a human being sort of way. But like, nobody is sad that she's maybe dead. They're pretty horrified that this stranger to the town has died, especially in such a grisly manner. Mostly what they're talking about is how long will we gonna have to wait for the constable to get here? What will he find out? And are the rest of the townsfolk in danger? Is this an animal?
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And I will say that you notice the chaplain is not engaging in the conversations at all, or not very much, unless he's directly addressed.
So I think I might introduce myself to the chaplain.
Okay. He said, hello.
Oh, hello,
You're-
sir.
You're one of those who found our visitor's poor body.
Yes, indeed. It was quite the shock.
I am the local chaplain. My name is Algot Kransvik.
Algot, is it? Well, I am Galena. Very nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. What brings you to our humble town?
Well, a friend of a friend, to be honest. The woman who was found in such a state earlier this evening, she had written a letter inviting a mutual friend of ours to come to a painting retreat. She is not in the greatest of health, and she asked if we wanted to go in her stead, and we did. We thought it would be nice to get away for a little while, and then, of course, let me not just mention what I discovered when we got here. The hotel being, if I would have known, I probably would not have agreed to this trip.
I understand, yes. You're referring to the...
We
you're
don't need
refer-
to speak of it. Yes,
the-
that is exactly what I am referring to.
Well, in the current situation, I must say it is perhaps best that we not speak ill of the dead, as it were.
Oh, of course.
We don't know what your acquaintance was doing there at the hotel. And regardless, the manner in which she was slain is grisly.
Well, and I'm sure since she is a good friend of our acquaintance, our mutual acquaintance, I am sure that she was a good woman.
Well, that is perhaps true. She is
And it is a
also
fact.
maybe not the first to die, as I believe you may have heard. Katerina, the owner of that hotel, has been missing for more than a week.
I did hear something about that.
Very likely did.
Could you tell me do you know anything about that disappearance or have any thoughts on the matter or any suspicions?
Well, on the one hand, I am, while saddened at the loss of this guest, I am relieved somewhat to see that there is maybe a beast, an animal, killing people. I would not believe that anyone from Mole would stoop to murder. Not even Anna, but I know that suspicion would fall on those here who dislike the hotel and what Katerina has done with it. It is good news that there is perhaps another place to lay the blame for these deaths.
Lessen the suspicion of others, yes.
Yes, absolutely. It seems to me that if anyone, I know Anna Svensson, the leader of the group of people who want the hotel demolished, she will likely receive blame from certain corners, but it seems to me that if anyone in town hates the hotel even more than Anna, it would be Magnus, the lightkeeper.
Oh. And why would Magnus have these feelings even more than Anna? I
Well,
was curious.
I don't mean to gossip, but it is public knowledge that a couple of years ago, Magnus was caught trying to burn the hotel down.
Oh. Can you tell me more about this Magnus fellow?
Oh, he's a good man from a good family here in town. They've generations and upon generations of them have been the light keepers up on the hill. They are devout churchgoers and they hardworking people. Magnus was not convicted largely because I put in a good word for him, but he's an important figure around Mole. In the legends, we call him and people before him from his family and his role the Hillman, because it's their job to watch over the hill. Had he been jailed, no one would have been there to continue his family's legacy.
Well, that sounds like a very interesting history. And do you know much about the Hill men? Hill people?
Well, as I said, they're locals, the Londons. And this is not London like the city, but Lundin. Magnus is the latest of them to take on the mantle of the Lightkeeper. Largely ceremonial, but a local tradition, you understand. It makes him an important person in town.
And he protects not just the lighthouse, but the hill and the caves surrounding the area?
Well, yes, I understand there are some superstitions about the hill. I am a student of theology and of philosophy. I have several books in my library over at the church on occultism and exorcism and the like, and I'm there's some lore surrounding the hill.
You know, I am actually very fascinated by that. Could I possibly visit your library and take a look at some of these books? It's just a fascinating topic to me. I am also a learned person, and I enjoy a good story, a good history.
Well, perhaps we can meet there in the morning.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Indeed.
It is getting kind of late, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up on that actually, and cut back over to Isaac and Ashford at the hotel. What are you guys getting up to? Everyone in this building has turned in for the night.
Were we able to find any like cold food?
You were fed, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, Astrid, I think maybe just hit the hay early. Ooh, unless we could do a full search of the building.
You think? Yeah, I was gonna say I was minimum maybe search Frida's room. We might be able to get away with searching her room. Like I was thinking about maybe taking her some tea.
Maybe
here is what you guys learned.
Frida's room.
See this?
I try searching Olga's room.
Okay, so here is what you guys learn. This information is pertinent to this scene. After Katerina disappeared, all of the Satan sisters moved their beds into one room.
Oh.
And Olga had the suite, but they were using it kind of as an office. But when you see the three of them who are still alive, they all go into the same room to go to bed.
Maybe it would be prudent just to search Olga's office area then.
I concur.
Yeah, right. Also, I'm going to scroll up because I haven't really looked at what's on the third floor either.
Oh, wow.
That stuff. All right.
I was going to say strange.
What? No,
Sweet.
sweet.
Oh.
Sweet. Oh, storage right here.
Oh, storage. Storage.
Yeah.
I got it. Okay.
Strange.
Okay.
You gotta inspect the strange.
You know the hotel's reputation.
Exactly. Yeah, so I think that we should definitely at minimum search. I mean, they might have cleaned it out, but perhaps they missed something. So
yeah.
And investigation is my thing. Hopefully.
All right. Yeah, you guys are able to sneak into Olga's suite.
Nice.
Yeah, no need for lockpicks or anything. We can just waltz in there.
We'll blow past the lockpicking part. It's getting late.
Excellent.
So what's in her room?
Okay, so in there you find 2 beds, a closet, a bookcase. There's like maybe 10-ish books on the occult on the shelves. There's a desk covered with sheets of paper with maps and notes about the hill and its magic powers. Hanging in the closet are 4 black hooded robes. There is a shelf with 2 black candles and 2 figurines. One of the figurines depicts a horned, naked, and sexually aroused devil. And the other is a naked witch riding a stallion. I don't know how you can tell it's a witch by looking, but she's naked and riding a horse.
Is she riding the horse or is she riding the horse?
Yes.
Okay.
There are also chalks of black, red, and white, glass bottles containing some kind of cloudy liquid, and 2 wands of birchwood, which, with your sight, you can tell easily are not magical. They're just wands of birchwood. Yeah.
So you said there were some maps in here?
Yep. You want to see one?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Here you go. So let's see what that says on it.
Like I drew that.
Okay, so up here it says, up at the top there, it says, extremely charged with arcane potential. Portal to hell? Question mark. And this is a map to where the cave is, basically. It's called the Rooting
Sweet.
Cave. The cave
That's
you're
exactly
looking for
what
is the Rooting Cave. Yeah, and this is exactly what you were looking for. It shows the way there. Then additionally, examining the books, you find they are a lot. There's a lot of sort of lore on different Vaesen, different supernatural creatures.
Okay, and with the site, do we notice anything strange about these statues other than they're strange anyways?
You don't. However, oh, go ahead.
Yep. Oh, I was going to ask if any of the books look recently marked.
They all look equally well read. But though your sight turns nothing up, your hearing does. After you've been searching the room for some time, you hear footsteps quietly going down the stairs.
Do you want to follow?
How good are you at moving quietly? On a scale of, say, 1 to 10.
And while you are pondering that question, you hear the front door close. Someone has just left the hotel.
I go to the window, and can I see them leaving from here?
Yes, and fortunately, the 3 sisters of Satan all have vastly different body types, because you can easily tell this is Josephine.
Does this map seem like it'll roll up nicely?
Yeah, you can take it.
Well, I want to hand it to Astrid.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Hold on to this. Take it. And I want to go after Josephine.
Okay.
Stealthily if I can.
Roll it, please.
All right, precision. And if not, I'm going to pretend that I just saw her going out and I decided to follow out of personal interest. That is a whopping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 non-successes.
Oh. Well,
So
you
I
make
literally go right after her.
your stealth fails.
Punch.
Your stealth fails largely because you begin running as fast as you can shortly after you leave the hotel, and the reason that you do that is that you hear a shortened, cut-off scream from ahead of you in the darkness. Arriving there, you find the body of Josephine killed in the same manner as Olga. And you were not the only person to hear the scream. People from the inn begin to come out and see yet another visitor to this fair town has been
discovered with a dead body.
No, nobody's blaming you. They can see that you're just getting here as well. But yeah, she's dead, and yeah, she has, however, died under a gas lamp. So if you would like to roll investigation on the body, you might get
I'm
a
gonna
little more this time.
investigate this body real quick.
All right, you can use your storm lantern if you have that in your possession.
Galena, did I get that back from you?
I'm gonna say that I handed it back to you when we got into the hotel.
Okay. See, probably something else that didn't help with my stealth was that the moment I got out that door, I turned that lantern on so I could see where both I and she was going.
Yes.
Because I mean, I wasn't really trying to be that stealthy.
Yeah, I mean, it's the middle of the night.
With her a bit more.
Everyone's either asleep or in Any successes?
Okay. Do I need more than one?
You will get more information with more successes, but one will get you
Okay,
something.
so no, then I want to push my roll.
Copy that.
And I am going to take I'm getting to it. I know it's down here somewhere. There we go. I am going to take the angry or frightened works too. No, I'm going to take angry. I'm angry about this.
Okay.
Angry. So I'm taking the angry condition.
So for those that are watching, he can push the roll by choosing to take a condition. And a person can get 3 mental conditions and 3 physical conditions before they are broken and unable to proceed.
That's 3 successes.
Okay, that is the minimum you need to get all the information.
Huzzah!
So, the first success tells you that the way the victim has been killed, with its stomach split open and the intestines partly eaten, this aligns with the old folk tales about a creature called the Glosson. It's an enormous boar-like creature with powerful tusks and razor-sharp bristling on its back. The second success tells you that according to legends, a Glosson attacks those who perform a year walk. It's an old ritual performed to get knowledge about the future. By charging against the person and running between the legs, the beast could split the human with the sharp bristles on its back. This being the many-bladed objects that caused the damage.
Mm-hmm.
The third success tells you the Glosson is fond of apples and nuts, and these could potentially be used to get the beast's attention. But at this point, the rest of the townsfolk arrive to find you standing over the body. As I said, nobody's thinking this guy did it. You've obviously just gotten here too, but we are going to end tonight's session on this note. We are down to 2 Sisters of Satan. Kenny's gone to bed, but Lisa's taken his place, making bad jokes in the chat. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you,
Just
Lisa.
before I leave that room, I'd like to snag one of those black cloaks if I can.
Oh, absolutely, you can do that. You can
You
take
never know.
You can take the little naked devil statue too if you want.
Should I do that, guys? I'm gonna ask the
Yeah.
group.
You
Yes.
take-
Grab
just
the statues.
rob these
Do
witches blind.
What? Strange statues. We might need them, huh?
Sure, why not? It's not like their rightful owners are sleeping in the next room.
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
one of them,
That's what I would do, I suppose. So.
2 of them
That's what
probably
Astrid
are.
would do.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you for playing. We will be back next week to finish this
Yeah.
story off.
I'm excited.
Oh,
I'm
me
also
too.
very sad and angry.
You're very angry. Don't forget.
Actually, I was trying to get Isaac to flirt with her more.
Gotcha.
Oh, dang.
Isaac
But
missed
he's
out.
always the big lady.
There's
She's
always
so
the big lady or the old crazy lady.
right.
True.
Honestly, the
True.
older one might be closer to your age, Isaac. I don't remember how old Isaac is.
Like 40-ish.
Okay. I don't know if that counts as old in turn of the century Sweden.
I would think it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good
I will
night.
see you
Night.
next week.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, everyone,
Bye.
for watching. Matt, Kenny, Lisa, appreciate you guys.